Let's just start with your early take, Rick. What is it?
Thanks, Jonathan. So it was, it's definitely weaker than anticipated, although I will say, the industry always has this a whisper number when you actually go through this because of adjustments, et cetera. That was actually lower than consensus. So this is not that far off the whisper number. But, Jonathan, I think it says a couple of things. One, November was a tricky period. There were some retail adjustments in there that were going through. Clearly, there's some shutdown around COVID that was taking place, and probably you're going to see that work through, I would say, almost definitely into December. That being said, when you actually look at the income levels, they continue to be very solid. And listen, a lot of the jobs that are not coming back today because of this temporary dynamic are going to come back. The reason why, there are two reasons why the market's doing what it's doing. One is the anticipation that don't read too much into this, given the short-term influences we talked about, and that these jobs will come back. And I actually do believe that's right. And the second being this, as Michael said, this augurs for more stimulus, and that, maybe as early as the next couple of days, you'll see something along the lines of stimulus. So markets, I think, are rightly reacting to that.
So, Rick, this market will look through a soft print for November. Likely will look through a downside surprise, a soft print maybe for the month of December. Rick, when does it start to matter? If it goes to January, February, March, when do you think it starts to matter, if at all?
Yeah, it's a great question. So I think there's two parts to this. One, I think the economy and employment are different dynamics today, much more detached than they've been in the past, because I think what a lot of the economy is doing, a lot of what companies are doing is realizing you can operate more with a more virtual environment. And so you won't see the employment come back to where we were pre-pandemic. That's part of it. The other part of it, though, is I do think if we don't see it come back as vaccine starts to work its way through, yes, January is going to be important. February and March are going to be really important as you start to get vaccine implementation. I think you're going to see it. If you look at some of the key data in this report and recently, average work week keeps extending. What does that tell you? Companies are pressing on their existing labor force. Secondly, job openings are actually at almost 20-year highs, meaning there's just a lull in terms of bringing those people on. So that will come. But like you say, if it doesn't happen in the first quarter, then you start to wonder about that.